Good morning, Braveheart brothers. It's great to be with you. I love the Christmas season. Nancy has the lights up, and we have the fire going in the fireplace. And I'm just reflecting on Michael's Man Talk Monday last week. And if you haven't seen it, you might want to refer to it because he explained the wheel of life, the 10 segments of life. For instance, our spiritual growth, significant other, family, health and fitness, fun and recreation, career, finances, personal growth, environment. So, all these 10 elements that make up the wheel of life. And he suggested that we go through each category and grade it. And I graded it not on a scale from 1 to 10, but on a scale of did I increase or decrease in 2025 in each category. And some of them were +2, some were -2. And then the question was, what do you want to do in 2026? And just focus on one segment of the pie. And there's a couple segments I really would love to improve in because I got -2 in both of them. But the one I chose is fun and recreation. And it was interesting because I was thinking about what is my word for the year. I try to pick a word for the year, and last year was peace, and this year in 2026, I want it to be life. I want to drink from the water of life, eat from the tree of life. Jesus is the spring of living water, and so life. He came to give us life and life more abundant. So fun and recreation. And then, right as I was trying to discern which slice, the other slice was health and fitness, I got a text from somebody who didn't know I was working through this exercise. And this person said, I'm thinking of you, I'm praying for you this morning, and I see a playground and a climbing wall. How fun. And I thought, that is so good. Like I want to in 2026 just have more fun. So the question Michael posed was what actions would assure success in that slice of the pie in the new year? And I thought I want to laugh more, hang out with people, spend time with family. We just had our first grandchild, spend more time with Noah, and and then what actions would assure that you wouldn't fail in this area? And I wrote down things that I enjoyed doing, playing ping pong with Nancy, hitting the sauna at the rec center, having a cup of coffee with friends, and then even some good Netflix shows. Like there's a new one out there called Overcomer, and it's a Christian film, but it's all about identity, and that's what Braveheart is really. That's what we're known for. That's the cornerstone of Braveheart. Who am I? Who did God create me to be? And in this movie, there's some really cool suggestions on how to nail that down a little bit better. So that's the Wheel of Life. And I just printed it off and I scored myself and then really focused in on the segment of fun and recreation. And then another exercise I do with my small group is I ask them not only what is your word for the year, but what is your hope and what is your habit. So I already told you my word for the year is life. My hope is that I'll live in the fountain of life, drink from the river of life. I mentioned that. What about my habit for 2026? And this is interesting how God connected a couple dots for me. I've been thinking about the fact that our words either give life or bring death, and Scripture reinforces that concept. But we can either give a blessing or a curse by things that we allow out into the atmosphere. And I was just reading through James and wrote down a number of things in there that are about the tongue. For instance, have no bitter words. How can fresh water, a spring of fresh water, also produce bitter water? Don't speak evil or criticize or judge. Don't grumble about other people. If I could do less and less of that and more, give more words of encouragement, words of life, um, I think that would have a very positive impact. In fact, in Scripture it says, do all things without complaining and arguing, and then you will be children of God without fault in a crooked and depraved generation. And so it's interesting that the without fault isn't some of the things we would think of, but if you don't criticize, complain, compare, argue, that's Philippians 2:14. And then here's a direct connection to life. This is really interesting. In 1 Peter 3, if you want to enjoy life and see many good days, keep your tongue from speaking evil. The eyes of the Lord watch over those who do right, and his ears are open to their prayers. Um, if you want to enjoy life, which is what I want for 2026, and see happy days, keep your tongue from speaking evil. Those negative words, those curses, bitter words, critical words, judgmental, but give life. You know, blow on the sparks in people's lives, champion who God made them to be, encourage them. So that's my goal for the year. I just want to encourage you to reflect as you wind down 2025, look forward to 2026, and if you want to write it in the comments, what slice of the pie you're focusing on this year. Again, back to Michael's Man Talk Monday last week. And then maybe your word, your hope, your habit for the new year. If you like these videos, please like and subscribe. Maybe share them with others. But just wishing you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Bless you.